Hey Exiteers, thanks again for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, my name is Riley and I'm a former Jehovah's Witness. And it's time for another email. But before I read it, I just want to assure you that I do seek permission from the sender of the email before reading out any email on my channel. And if I do use the sender's personal information, like their name, where they live and their personal circumstances, it's because the sender has given me written permission to do so. I would never compromise anyone's identity against their wishes. And with that, let's read the next one. Hi, I woke up about 4 months ago. This has been a good and a bad thing, and I'd like to tell you my story. I was baptized at 19 years old and started pioneering at age 21. I pioneered for 5 years. I served at my local branch office for 3 years. I was in a toxic marriage, and after divorcing, I got disfellowshipped. Almost immediately, my mental health went down and I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I was disfellowshipped for 8 years, but then got reinstated. I started pioneering again, but something was wrong. I never used the Society's videos in my ministry. I always tried to use the Bible all the time. Then I watched the Australian Royal Commission. I was sickened. I've looked up that 607 BCE is definitely the wrong date, and I researched that the 144,000 is wrong. All the seats must have been taken a long time ago, unless they all partied too hard on scotch and got disfellowshipped. I am unemployed and don't have much, but there are many in my congregation who are wealthy, but they tend to stick to other wealthy people. I feel neglected. I have no children and no partner, and if I leave now, I would only be able to count my worldly friends on one hand. I should have woken up a long time ago for someone of my intelligence. I want to leave the organization, but my family circumstances don't permit me to right now. If I get shunned again, I feel I wouldn't fare too well. Anyway, it's good to share this with you. Kind regards. Well, thank you very much, sender, for sharing your story with us. It sounds like you've been through an awful lot, and I really do sympathize with you. The first thing I want to do is commend you for waking up. And although you haven't yet left the organization physically, you've left it mentally, which is the first step, and it's a very difficult step to take. I speak from personal experience, and I'm sure many others can as well, when I say that admitting to yourself that you're in a cult and that you've been deceived can wreak havoc with your mental health, as it obviously has in your case. Having said that, an uncomfortable truth is much more preferable to a comfortable lie for the majority of people. So I just want to pick up on a couple of things that you wrote down in your email. First of all, it's really sad that there are cliques in your congregation, and not just the fact that cliques exist, which is bad in itself, but the fact that they're cliques based on someone's economic situation, which is really appalling. I can only imagine how isolated that must make you feel. But it's a sad fact that it does happen. For an organization that prides itself on its unity, the existence of cliques, especially cliques based on how much, how prosperous someone is financially, it's just really terrible, and I'm so sorry that you're in that situation. Also, I want to pick up on the fact that you said you should have woken up a long time ago for someone of your intelligence. In all honesty, you're being too hard on yourself, way too hard on yourself. Cult indoctrination has nothing to do with intelligence whatsoever. From what you've said so far in your email, it sounds like you were born into the religion. So essentially, you were indoctrinated from birth to believe JW doctrine. I do completely understand how you feel. I mean, I feel this way sometimes myself. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I was speaking to a good friend of mine, and I was saying to her, I can't believe that I used to believe any of this. I feel so stupid. And she said to me, you were raised in the religion, and children have implicit trust in their parents. Small children will believe and trust anything that their parents say without question. So you were learning this Jehovah's Witness doctrine alongside your ABCs. How could you have possibly known how to decipher, the truth from the lie at that young age? There's absolutely no way. So this is literally all you've known. It's all I've known, and it's all many of us has ever known. So don't be hard on yourself and think that, that you're stupid for not realizing this sooner. I mean, if you indoctrinate a child from the moment they are born, what else are they going to do? So regarding the family circumstances that you said are permitting you from leaving the organization, as I'm sure you've realized, I didn't actually specify what the family situation is, although you did write it down in your email. I just felt that it would be giving away too much information. Anyone who knows you could potentially work out that it was you based on that detail. About that, what I'll say is that the best thing you can do in your situation is to fade, and to fade gradually. The more gradually you fade, the lower the risk of your family soft shunning you. Give them time to get used to the fact that you're no longer attending meetings as frequently as you once did, and then gradually over a period of time reduce your meeting attendance. If you do it too quickly, then it will just be, you may inadvertently shock your family into soft shunning you. But if you do it gradually over an extended period of time, the chances of that happening will be less likely. In any case, I really do hope that you're able to resolve your situation soon. It sounds like you're extremely unhappy, and who wouldn't be after realizing that they're in a cult? At the end of the day, you've got to think about your long-term health, both mentally and even physically. It's no secret that stress, unhappiness, depression, all of those things can take a toll on your physical health. So you've got to think about, your overall well-being. Being in this organization and knowing that it's false over an extended period of time will take a huge toll on your health. So much so that staying in it is not a good long-term plan. Believe me, I speak to people who are PIMO, physically in, mentally out, all the time. And if I had to choose one word to describe their situation on a day-to-day basis, it would have to be anguish. They are in constant anguish over their circumstances, particularly if they don't feel able to leave for whatever reason. And that isn't something that I would wish on anyone, and I certainly wouldn't wish it on you. I got a text message recently from a PIMO witness who said that they cried themselves to sleep the night before. And when I read it, my heart just sank. My heart just sank for them. It's not something that's sustainable over a long period of time. So you really need to put a plan together by which you can, exit this organization. So my advice to you would be to start trying to build up a support network out on the outside. If you have non-witness relatives, reach out to them. Start trying to build up the relationship you have with them. If there are no lockdowns where you live, try joining social clubs. Meetup.com is a good place to start, where you can meet new people and make friends over a shared interest. There may even be some XJW meetup groups on meetup.com in your area. So check that out and just try to gradually build up your social circle outside of the organization. Because when you do eventually leave, you are really going to need them. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. So that's all the advice I have for you, and I really do wish you all the best and hope that everything works out in the best possible way that it can. If you would like to reach out to me, please feel free to send me an email at jexit_2020@outlook.com. Thanks very much for watching. Please proceed to the Jexit in an orderly fashion, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. If you haven't already done so, please like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. If you like my work and want to help me continue doing it, please support me on Patreon at patreon.com/Jexit_2020. And with that, I'd like to sincerely thank these very special patrons who make these videos possible.